Very fine morning to one and all gathered here. Today we are going to have basic importance of research in teaching profession, overall view about that. This is the proposed agenda for the presentation. We will go with each and every module one after the other. Before going to start with the topic of discussion, we will have the research objectives. What are the basic objectives to be formulated by every teacher who are in education profession? So let us go with the basic objectives of research. Before moving to start with the basic research objectives or the primary goals of research. So for a newcomer, the people who are starting the teaching career as a young academician. So I will share the view, the experience, what I had in the past for them. So first, the basic thing is you need to understand the external changes or the external demand, what is happening in the outside the society. With reference to that, you need to select the particular area or topic in order to produce very good deliverables through research experiment or research studies. And next thing, the objective of research should be compared with in reality. It should not be too vague statement. And the last thing is formulating the research objectives should be based on the specific issues that is happening in the day-to-day real life. So with this, now we will move to the main theme of the presentation. Here, the subsequent slide. So what is meant by the research and the education profession? There are different modules of research that we are going to see in the next corresponding slides. Before moving to that, we will try to have what are the basic, the problem definition for a research. Say, if an academician willing to do a research in the area of material testing under mechanical engineering, he has so many parameters to test the quality of the material, say hardness, strength, toughness, likewise, so many parameters. So the material, the technical parameter of the material should be able to cover the basic needs or objectives of research. And what are the standard tests you are going to adapt to check all the technical parameters of the material? And now you are going to identify the gap present in the existing material and the newer material you are going to develop for any specific usage. So this is the basic challenge in any research, either in mechanical, electronics, or electrical engineering, whatever the engineering domain or specialization. First, you need to identify how far your technical ideas are going to meet the objectives and what are the standard procedures you are going to adapt in order to produce an output which serve the customer the basic requirements. So that shows the success of the research in uplifting the product standards. Next, importance of research in engineering institution with respect to today's need or requirement. In order to stay competitive in a teaching profession, every academician definitely they have to involve 24/7 in research activity. It has become a part of academic in the recent years. So all academicians have to take their own interest area, identify the knowledge gaps in the chosen topic, and try to develop a new solution by producing organizational growth, by increasing the organization growth and efficiency through our knowledge and expertise. Not only the teacher can become an expert, it will indirectly give a name and fame to the institution at the same time. Let us go with the next phase of information, effective guidelines for research. Before going to start with the effective procedural guidelines for research, some of the general information, the basic statistics which are available in the current uh, web resources I have taken from there. So generally it is given that 85% of the respondent believe that research, teaching research oriented subject in the classroom for UG students that will improve the understanding of the subject and also student graduate outcome. And 35% do not know where to find the relevant research areas in engineering. And 32% they don't have the confidence to analyze and interpret the research data from the experimental results. And last 44% do not feel confident to judge the quality of the education research. So with this few general information, this proposed chart will tells about the guidelines of how to do the research in the sequential process operation. And this chart is applicable to all common branch of engineering. The first thing, before going to fix the research goal, define the vision and the standards of research problem, comparing with the international and national. So through literature data only we can able to fix what is the strong vision for our research for the chosen topic. Then analyze the data through proper surveying method, that is data collection. Then finally you find out what is the objective, the goal formulation for your research area. The next one is what are the research tools you are going to fix based on the objective and how you are going to implement those tools in getting the solution, the final output. So this is the standard template or guideline for doing the research activity by all academicians in teaching profession. Now let us go with what are the various types of research classifications. First thing is descriptive educational research. The first classification. Here, the primary investigator who is involved in the research operation, they will try to gather the raw data about the current process or state of any product, which exactly narrates the situation of the research objectives. Say, for example, conducting surveys, forming a questionnaire tag. So this will try to get the data collection and we can apply in our the topic of area based on the research objectives. Here are some basic elementary level examples are given. How to assess the student performance in exam. So we need to collect the raw data by doing survey or setting a Google the questionnaire form. So from that we can able to collect a lot of data identify the break-even point of the student's performance in class. So this research comes under descriptive education, descriptive research. And second one is correlation research. So here, let us say there are two variables. So let us go with an example directly. Since I belong to the mechanical domain, so I can take surface hardness of the metal as one variable and strength of the metal as another variable. So what is the degree of the correlation or variation between these two factors? So we can able to tell by means of statistical relationship using regression model, simple multiple regression model. Last one is descriptive research. It is nothing but a combination of both quantitative and qualitative method of research. So here only valid and more reliable true information can be prepared as a research design for getting the acceptable results. So case studies and again the survey forms serve as a best example for descriptive research. Now, after hearing all about what is meant by the research, what are the basic guidelines for the research, how to form the research objectives, and we come across different classification of research. Here, let us have a practical case study, that is design and simulation of a hybrid composite tiles for building roof application using finite element modeling method with the help of the ANSYS software. So here the objective of the problem is to study the material reliability in terms of temperature, stress, strain, and the displacement of the material due to the given mechanical load which is acting over it. So using the ANSYS workbench, these are the results which has been shown here. Displacement values, temperature analysis value, and the proposed results and discussion are given in the next subsequent slide information. So here the applied load using simulation practices is considered to be assumed to be 1000 Newton. So for the given load which is placed over the material outside surface, so the proposed maximum and minimum displacement values are given as shown in the table 1. The next test is stress analysis. So maximum and minimum stress for the same constant load which is taken. Then strain deformation analysis value. Then temperature analysis value. So from this results and discussion, so it is highly evident that stress, strain, displacement, and temperature are the primary factors. So in this research, these are the factors which is taken to study the material behavioral characteristics based on any the mechanical impact load which is acting on the surface. From the results and discussion, it is clear that regarding temperature thermal test analysis, the temperature of the material over the outer surface is maximum compared to the inner core of the material. The same considered for the displacement test, stress and strain test also. So based on the output, it is clearly observed from the fact that any the building material which is used for roofing application, they must have high hardness over the outer layer compared to the inner core, because the material which is highly subject to different kind of environment, so it should be more reliable to changing environmental condition. So temperature effect is also one of the main important factor studied in the finite element modeling experimental result. With respect to the varying the condition of the temperature, the sunlight temperature, how the material sustain, how it indirectly influence the building, the reliability of the building for a long lifetime. So like that, we need to derive the proper understanding through the research results of by objective by fixing the research goal. So with this, I propose my consolidated remark from the presentation. The research objectives must be defined very clearly and precisely. Data collection about the particular work should be related to the domain area. Analyze the experimental process using proper research tools and techniques to prove the process outcome, and conclude the research based on the characteristics of the process outcome. So with this, I thank each and every one of you. So for any queries, you can contact. This is my personal number. Even for any research programs, guest lecture also, you can contact me. Uh, Available at any point of time. So thank you one and all.